Hello all. So today we are going to learn the next point of air conditioning systems, that is psychrometric chart. Yesterday we have seen the concept of psychrometry and we have learned the various psychrometric definitions. So basically this psychrometric chart is nothing but a graphical representation of the various thermodynamic properties of moist air. At the same time, it is also useful for finding out the various properties of air, and the major advantage of using this psychrometric chart is it will eliminate a lot of calculations. It will give us the direct values of the properties of air. So in this psychrometric chart, we will see that on this side, that is left hand side, we will have a curve which is known as a saturation curve, and also on this saturation curve you will have the value of relative humidity as 100%. In the bottom side of this psychrometric chart we will have the dry bulb temperature scale, which ranges from -6 to around 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. On the right hand corner you are having a vertical scale which is having specific humidity value. So this specific humidity will be, in some charts it will be in unit of gram per kg of dry air, or in some charts it will be kg per kg of dry air. So basically now we will see the various lines which are there inside the particular psychrometric chart. So the vertical lines which are seen here, the blue color vertical lines, these vertical lines represent the dry bulb temperature values. So these dry bulb temperature lines are always vertical in the psychrometric chart. As seen from the right hand side, the horizontal lines coming from the right hand corner are specific humidity lines. So these all horizontal lines will be specific humidity lines. Then this left hand side corner, that is enthalpy, this scale will give us the enthalpy of air in kilojoule per kg of dry air. So the values will be kilojoule per kg of dry air, and this line will extend from this scale directly to the psychrometric chart. Then these red color lines indicate the wet bulb temperature lines. So we know the wet bulb temperature, the temperature measured by a thermometer when its bulb is covered with a wet cloth. So therefore this line is nothing but a wet bulb temperature lines. Then we are having these green color curves here inside the psychrometric chart. These curves, these are relative humidity curves. So what is the use of these curves is this will be determining the value of humidity. So the range is 10% curve is here, 20%, 30%, 50% curve is at the middle, and this large curve, that is the final curve, is the 100% relative humidity curve. Also we are having these black lines between all these processing lines. So these lines indicate the specific volume values, which is always used for finding out the mass of air supplied to the air conditioning system. So this specific value, specific volume lines will be in terms of meter cube per kg of dry air. So these are the particular values. At the left hand corner you will see this is the scale. This scale is nothing but the vapor pressure scale, which is in terms of mm of Hg, that is mm of mercury. So these lines are also horizontal. This line execute from the start or the left hand corner up to the end of the psychrometric chart. Then there is a shortened scale here, which is a sensible heat factor scale. So this ranges from around 0.1 to exact 1, where we have to find the condition of the room, or the condition of air which is entering inside the room, or condition of air which is entering inside any particular application. So this sensible heat factor scale is important. So overall this chart, now suppose how to plot a particular point on a psychrometric chart. Just see, suppose if we are given 20 degrees Celsius dBT, so 20 degrees Celsius dBT and 15 degrees Celsius WBT, that is wet bulb temperature. So the line coming from 20 degrees Celsius, so suppose this is the line coming from 20 degrees Celsius, and if 15 degrees Celsius is this line, so this line coming from 15 WBT and 20 dBT, where it joins, call this as point number 1. So basically for plotting any psychrometric point, we require two properties of particular area. So basically for pointing any point on the psychrometric chart, we require two properties of air. But see, once we get that point number 1, we have drawn this with the help of dBT 20 and WBT 15. So when we get a particular point on the psychrometric chart, we can get all the parameters. Like if you extend this point here, you will get specific humidity. If you see where it lies between the relative humidity curves, you will get the value of relative humidity. When you extend that value of 0.1 here, you will get the enthalpy at that particular point. You will also get how much specific volume is there at that particular point. So basically with the help of all these parameters, we can find n number of properties related to this psychrometric chart. So in next lecture, we are again going to see that how these lines are specified. Individually, we are going to see in the psychrometric chart that how these psychrometric properties are determined.